When it comes to kids' diets, the recent focus has been on sugar and fat. But new Australian research suggests that it's an old enemy that's still one of the key concerns: salt. Medical reporter Sophie Scott has the story.
Chips, cereals and even bread. Kids' favourites, but also full of salt. And that has dietitians worried.
I was surprised when I worked out how much salt kids were having in comparison to adults. So the dose of salt they're having is almost twice that of adults.
A new Australian study has found that 7 out of 10 kids were consuming more than the recommended daily intake of salt. Dietitians are worried that children are developing the taste for salty foods, meaning they'll continue to crave them when they get older.
What we're really concerned about is that children are eating up to 4 times the amount of salt they need, and we know this does increase their risk of high blood pressure and heart disease later in life.
Over 40% of the salt kids were consuming was found in unlikely sources such as bread and breakfast cereals.
We want children to eat bread, particularly whole grain bread, but try and choose those varieties that have less salt.
Researchers also found kids who ate more salty foods were likely to drink more soft drink, putting them at greater risk of obesity. When it comes to salt intake, adults didn't fare much better. 85% of them ate above the recommended intake. And while the federal government is moving to reduce the amount of salt in processed foods, Australian dietitians say progress has been far too slow. Sophie Scott, ABC News.